Have you ever found yourself lying awake at 3 o'clock, staring into the darkness, wondering why your body insists on waking you at this exact hour? It doesn't feel like insomnia. It's not stress, not exactly. You just wake up and stay awake. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of older adults, especially after 60 or 70, find themselves wide awake during the quietest hours of the night. But here's the truth. These 3 a.m. wake-ups aren't just an inconvenience. They're a message, one that your body, your mind, and even your heart may be trying to send you. In this video, we'll explore 5 real, research-backed reasons why waking up in the middle of the night becomes more common with age, and why understanding these reasons might change the way you think about your health, your emotions, and your daily habits. Because sometimes a restless night is more than just aging. It's a reflection of something deeper. If you're over 60 and waking up at 3 a.m. has become part of your nightly routine, this video is for you. Stay with us. You might find that this nighttime wakefulness is not a problem to fix, but a signal to understand. If you're finding these insights valuable and want to see more videos that share elderly reflections, senior health tips, and life lessons from the elderly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss an update. 1. A drop in melatonin. Your internal clock is changing. One of the most common and least talked about reasons older adults wake up at 3 a.m. is due to a natural decline in melatonin, the sleep-regulating hormone your body produces. As we age, melatonin production decreases, which makes it harder for your body to maintain deep, restful sleep throughout the night. In your younger years, your body's melatonin rhythm was steady. It helped you fall asleep and stay asleep. But after 60, melatonin levels start to dip earlier in the night. That's why many older adults fall asleep easily but find themselves waking before dawn, not because of noise or stress, but because the chemical holding them in sleep has simply faded. Take Edward, now 73. He used to sleep soundly through the night, but over the past few years he found himself waking like clockwork at 3 o'clock or 3:30 IE, fully alert, sometimes even ready to make coffee. It wasn't until he saw a sleep specialist that he understood his melatonin levels had dropped. A common part of aging, with small changes like keeping his bedroom darker. Even minor light exposure can worsen this effect. Light from street lamps, digital clocks, or hallway night lights can trick your aging body into thinking it's morning, further suppressing melatonin. If you're over 60, your body becomes more sensitive to light than ever before. That means a darker room isn't a preference, it's a necessity. This isn't your fault, it's biology. And once you understand that, you can stop blaming yourself and start working with your body, not against it. 2. Your sleep cycle has shifted. Welcome to advanced sleep phase. Another powerful reason seniors wake up at 3 a.m. is a condition called advanced sleep phase syndrome. APS sounds complicated, but it simply means your body's internal clock is running earlier than it used to. You get sleepy earlier in the evening, sometimes even by 7 or 8 p.m., and naturally wake earlier too, often before the sun comes up. This is a completely natural change, deeply rooted in aging biology. After 60, your circadian rhythm starts to shift. Think of it like daylight savings, but permanent. Your whole body starts operating on an earlier schedule. Take Charlie, a retired 69-year-old who started going to bed at 8:30 p.m. without meaning to. By 3 o'clock a.m., he'd wake feeling surprisingly refreshed, even though it was still dark. At first, he worried that something was wrong. But when he learned about advanced sleep phase, he realized he wasn't broken. He was just rescheduled. Social changes amplify this. After retirement, there are fewer time anchors. No alarm clock, no commute, fewer evening events. Without those cues, your body drifts to what it prefers, an earlier rhythm. If you find yourself waking early and feeling like your night is over, your body might just be trying to tell you that it's finished its rest. You haven't failed, you've just shifted. 3. Physical discomfort and health interruptions. The body speaks at night. While hormonal changes in circadian rhythms are big factors, many older adults wake up in the night because of physical discomfort, even if it's subtle. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive. Arthritis, back pain, acid reflux, or even dry mouth can become more noticeable in the stillness of night. For men, an enlarged prostate can cause frequent trips to the bathroom. And if you're taking blood pressure or heart medications, the side effects like increased urination or temperature sensitivity might disrupt your sleep. Raymond, age 77, used to sleep well, but then came the 3 o'clock IEM bathroom wake-ups. His doctor explained that while his prostate was only mildly enlarged, the nighttime frequency was typical. After adjusting the timing of his medication and reducing his evening fluid intake, he saw major improvements. Sleep is lighter in older adults. That means small discomforts, the kind that wouldn't have woken you 20 years ago, now feel disruptive. But they're not random, they're signals. Recognizing them early gives you the power to make changes, not just to sleep better, but to address potential health issues before they worsen. 4. Your daily habits have shifted, quietly changing your sleep rhythm. After 70, life often becomes quieter. Dinners are earlier, evenings are slower. You move less. And without realizing it, these peaceful routines send new signals to your brain. It's bedtime now. When that bedtime moves to 8:30 or 9 or clock p.m., waking at 3 o'clock a.m. is simply your body completing a full cycle. You've had your 6 hours, and that might be all your body wants. Gloria, 76, found herself eating at 5 o'clock p.m., dozing off during TV, and heading to bed before 9. Her 3 o'clock IEM wake-ups weren't insomnia, they were punctual. Once she adjusted her schedule, added a light evening walk, and avoided naps after dinner, she started sleeping until closer to 5 o'clock IEM. There's also a blood sugar connection. If you eat dinner early and skip a bedtime snack, your body may experience a midnight dip in glucose, enough to gently wake you. Even caffeine from 2 p.m. coffee can linger longer than it used to, subtly affecting sleep quality. After 60, your body metabolizes more slowly. What felt normal at 40 might now feel disruptive at 70. Routine matters, and the beautiful part? It can be reshaped. 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness. When the heart speaks at 3 a.m. Not all wake-ups are physical. Some come from a quieter place: the heart, the mind, the soul. As we grow older, the noise of daily life fades, and what remains are our inner reflections. Memories, regrets, unresolved thoughts. They surface when the world is still, often at 3 o'clock IEM. Eleanor, now 81 and widowed, spends her days caring for her plants, watching classic films, and chatting with her grandkids. But at night, she often wakes in the early hours, her thoughts drifting to moments shared with her late husband, questions she never asked, memories she still holds. At first, she thought something was wrong with her sleep. Now she knows it's just her heart speaking loud. This kind of wakefulness isn't insomnia, it's reflection, and it's deeply human. For many seniors, especially those living alone, loneliness quietly intensifies at night. Even if you're not sad, even if your days are full, the stillness of 3 a.m. brings emotion to the surface. Keeping a small journal beside the bed, writing a note to someone, or listening to gentle music can offer comfort. It's not about fixing the sleep. These awakenings are often the soul reminding you that you've lived, you've loved, and there are still stories within you waiting to be remembered. Sometimes what wakes you at 3 a.m. isn't discomfort, noise, or light. It's something deeper. A whisper from the mind, a murmur from the heart. In these quiet hours, when the world is silent and the phone doesn't ring, you might finally hear what your busy days once drowned out. But what if we told you that these early wake-ups are not only normal, they may actually be a form of awareness? Your body and mind are trying to tell you something, and the more you understand what that is, the better you'll sleep and live. We're continuing with the deeper truths about why seniors, especially those over 60 and 70, wake up at the same early hour each night. These aren't random wake-ups. They are part of a larger story, one your body is trying to help you write with clarity, grace, and peace. A deeper emotional landscape. Reflection, not restlessness. Around 3 a.m., the distractions are gone. No dishes to wash, no television humming, no one asking for your time. That's often when elderly reflections surface. Memories from decades ago, past regrets, or even conversations you never got to finish. This isn't just your imagination, it's your brain quietly processing experience, some joyful, some painful. You might feel a strange blend of sadness and clarity. That's because the emotional brain, particularly the amygdala, which processes feelings, becomes more active in low stimulation environments. In simpler terms, when the noise goes away, your feelings rise to the surface. It's not always easy. But it's natural, and more importantly, it's not a sign of emotional decline. It's a sign of depth. Many seniors find these quiet hours bring spiritual insights, life lessons, and even moments of unexpected inspiration. It's when the mind untangles itself. Instead of fighting it, what if you embraced it? Some find comfort in writing down their thoughts. Others pray, meditate, or simply sit quietly with a warm drink. The key is not to resist the moment, but to listen to it. Aging and social shifts, the quiet loss of external rhythm. There's something else at play here, something most doctors never mention. It's the slow, quiet loss of social rhythm. When you're younger, life gives you a clock, work schedules, family dinners, social outings. But after retirement or widowhood, those clocks fade. Days blend, nights feel longer. And without realizing it, your body creates its own rhythm, one that often peaks and settles long before the sun rises. This shift can amplify 3 a.m. wake-ups. There's no morning meeting, no grandkids visiting at 10, no rush. So your body does what it naturally wants to do. Wake early, rest early, think deeply. But this new rhythm can feel isolating if you don't recognize it. You might assume something is wrong. You might feel the pull of loneliness even if you aren't alone. Judith, 79, used to have Sunday dinners with her children every week. But after they moved states away, her evenings became quiet. Too quiet. She started sleeping earlier, sometimes as early as 7:00 p.m. and waking up before 3:00. The silence felt heavy. Not sad, just echoing. Then she began keeping a light on in the kitchen overnight and left the radio playing softly with old jazz. She began journaling a few lines each morning, and slowly, those 3 a.m. hours became hers. No longer a burden, but a ritual. If you've lost some of your life's external cues, try building new ones. Light exercise in the late afternoon, a small phone call in the evening, a set time for tea. Rhythm returns when we design it. Biological sensitivity increases after 60. Little things wake you up. Let's talk science for a moment. After 60, your brain's sleep architecture changes. You spend less time in deep sleep, the kind that's hard to wake from, and more time in lighter stages of sleep, which are easier to interrupt. That means your nervous system is more sensitive to temperature, to noise, to your own thoughts. At 35, you could sleep through a thunderstorm. At 75, a creaking floorboard might wake you. It's not weakness, it's biology. Combine that with lower melatonin and advanced sleep phase, and your nights become a bit more fragile. But fragile doesn't mean broken. There are gentle ways to support your sleep. Use weighted blankets to increase a sense of safety and calm. Play low ambient sounds. Rain noise, white noise, soft. Avoid caffeine after 2:00 p.m. Yes, even tea. Dim the lights 2 hours before bed. Write down your worries before bedtime. Empty the mind to rest the mind. When waking at 3 a.m. is a wake-up call, time to reflect on what needs attention. Let's look at this from a different angle. Sometimes waking at 3 a.m. isn't about hormones or habits. It's a signal. Maybe it's your body saying, I'm not comfortable, or your mind saying, I'm carrying too much, or your heart saying, I miss someone. In elderly wisdom, there's an idea that the early morning is the hour of the soul, a time when our truest thought. These are not symptoms, they are messages. And once you stop fearing them, you can start listening. You don't have to fix these wake-ups, you just have to understand them. And when you do, everything changes. Stories from the night, real seniors, real reflection. Lillian, age 80, wakes every night at 3:10 a.m. She used to resent it, lying there feeling powerless. Then she started keeping a notebook on her nightstand. Now she jots down dreams, memories, and reflections, sometimes just a single sentence. And now, she says it's the most creative time of her day. Gregory, 72, found that his 3:00 a.m. wake-ups came with a sense of sadness. He missed his late wife, missed old routines. At first, he tried to sleep through it. Now he uses those moments to whisper prayers of gratitude, talk to her, or sit quietly in memory. I don't feel alone in those hours anymore, he says. Elaine, 77, began using a sunrise alarm clock. Instead of lying awake in the dark, she now watches a soft amber light grow in her room at 4:45 a.m. She says it feels like the morning is gently arriving, not catching her by surprise. These aren't fixes, they're rituals. They're how real people learn to work with their rhythms, not against them. Understanding equals empowerment. If you've made it this far, there's something in you that wants to understand, not just sleep, but yourself. You want peace, you want rhythm, you want to honor the life you've lived and the one you still have ahead. And you can. Your 3 a.m. wake-up might not be a problem. It might be the beginning of a deeper conversation between you and your body, between you and your memories, between you and your next chapter. It starts with compassion, then it moves into action. You are not broken. You are evolving. And that, especially after 60, is a quiet form of power. By now, you've begun to understand that waking up at 3 a.m. isn't always a problem to be solved. It's a rhythm to be honored. Whether it's your body whispering through chemistry, your heart recalling old emotions, or your mind simply seeking stillness, these early hours are not mistakes. They're invitations. And if you've been waking up night after night, it may not be insomnia at all. It may be awareness. The final part of this video will help you not only make peace with that, but show you exactly what you can do to respond, adapt, and thrive. Gently, kindly, intentionally. Working with your body, not against it. If you're a senior navigating frequent early wake-ups, the first thing you need to understand is this. Your body is still doing its job. It's not betraying you, it's protecting you. These wake-ups are often signs that your body is shifting into a new phase of life, one that requires different rhythms, different habits, and different care. Here are some ways to begin working with your body. Respect your new sleep window. If you're falling asleep earlier, aim to gradually shift your bedtime later, just by 15-30 minutes at a time. Add in a gentle wind-down ritual to help stretch your natural sleep drive. Stay active during the day. Light walks, gentle stretching, even gardening or cleaning, all of these help build natural fatigue, deepen sleep, and increase melatonin production. Watch what you eat. Have your last full meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. And if you feel a dip in blood sugar at night, try a light snack. Maria, 78, used to wake up at 3 a.m. every night. After speaking with a sleep therapist, she started keeping her lights dim after 7 p.m., adding a light snack before bed, and journaling just 3 sentences each night. Within weeks, she noticed she could sleep until 5 a.m., and when she did wake early, she no longer felt frustrated. I made peace with it, she says. That was the first real change. Create a relationship with the night. If your body is calling you to rise at 3 a.m., ask yourself, what if this isn't a mistake? What if it's a sacred time unique to you? Start by creating a calm, intentional environment around this hour. Keep a soft light by the bed, amber or red toned, not bright white. Keep a journal, a favorite book of quotes, or even a small drawing pad nearby. Don't check the clock or the phone. They tether you to stress. Instead, ask yourself, what do I feel? What memory is visiting me? This is the hour of elderly wisdom, of depth, of insight, of understanding. Joseph, 82, wakes around 3:30 every morning. He used to pace the kitchen, frustrated and tired. Now he sits in his chair, sips warm water, and reads a few pages of a poetry book. It's not sleep, he says, but it's rest. And sometimes that's more valuable. Emotional safety is just as vital as physical rest. One overlooked cause of waking early, especially in seniors, is unspoken emotional tension. Even if your days feel peaceful, your nights might carry unresolved feelings, grief, nostalgia, fears about the future. This is not a weakness. This is life catching up to you in the only quiet hour it has. Give yourself grace. Start writing down one memory each night before bed. Or try this. Before closing your eyes, whisper one thing you're grateful for, one thing you forgive, one thing you release. It may seem small, but over time it brings deep emotional relief. Helen, 79, began doing this. Her 3 a.m. wake-ups became shorter. Her dreams became softer. It was like my heart finally got a chance to breathe, she said. You are not alone in this experience. Waking up at 3 a.m. might feel isolating, but you are not alone. Millions of people over 60 wake at this exact hour, not because something is wrong, but because something is changing. And those changes deserve respect. They deserve understanding. They deserve compassion. They deserve you fully present, listening, adapting. When we stop resisting what our body is trying to do and instead meet it with gentleness, everything begins to shift. Not immediately, not perfectly, but slowly, gently, peacefully. You are part of a generation that carries decades of life, love, loss, and learning. These 3 a.m. wake-ups may be less about sleep and more about what that life wants to tell you. Final thoughts. Listening to the message behind the wake-up. What if tonight, when you wake again at 3 o'clock a.m., you didn't panic? What if you breathed in the silence? What if you greeted yourself like an old friend, not a stranger in the dark? The body, the mind, the soul, they all whisper more clearly when the world is asleep. Sometimes waking up at 3 o'clock a.m. is just a reminder that you're still here. Still learning. Still becoming. Still part of something meaningful. Don't fight the hour. Welcome it. And with time and care, your rest will return. If this video brought you a sense of peace, understanding, or clarity, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below. Maybe share one thing you learned or one gentle change you'll try tonight. Your words can inspire others who feel alone at 3 a.m. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Your support helps us continue creating content rooted in compassion, insight, and real elderly reflections. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time, whenever that may be.